The recent comments made by Tammy Slaton, who is a star of the 6th season of 1,000-Pound Sisters, on her departure from Kentucky have raised issues regarding her continued engagement with the show. The cherished unscripted series, which made its debut in the year 2020, has always been shot in Kentucky. Hence, if Tammy leaves the state, it is highly likely that she would leave the show as well. Tammy's relationship with her family is an important factor that must be taken into consideration when analyzing the recent comments made by the social media influencer who is 38 years old. While the series focuses on Tammy and her sister, Tammy Slaton, who is 37 years old, and their struggles to lose weight, the rest of the Slaton family also makes appearances on the show. The Slatons are a tight-knit group, and as a result, they are never apart from one another and rely on one another for support. On 1,000-Pound Sisters, there is no shortage of drama because there are so many prominent people spending so much time together throughout the show. Not so long ago, Tammy had reached her breaking point and exploded at her siblings, using words that she would come to regret in the future. Slaton family drama actors. As a group, the Slatons have always been a dramatic bunch, and the antagonism between them is as tense as it has ever been during the 6th season of 1,000-Pound Sisters. In a recent episode, Tammy and her sister, Amanda Halterman, who is 44 years old, got into a major altercation that escalated to a full-blown brawl. A number of Tammy's other relationships were affected by the argument, and it culminated with Tammy expressing her desire to leave Kentucky in order to be away from her family. Even though the Slatons spent their childhood in Indiana, they have all spent a significant amount of time in Kentucky. Tammy has a reputation for losing her cool, but this was the first time she had ever expressed the desire to flee the state in order to avoid her relatives. In the event that she goes, it is quite improbable that she will continue to make appearances on 1,000-Pound Sisters. Considering that Tammy is one of the show's key characters, it is quite likely that her departure would mark the conclusion of the much-loved unscripted series. Through the years, the star of Sisters, who weighs 1,000 pounds, has relied on her family. By the time Tammy reached a weight of 725 pounds, she required assistance with activities of daily living such as showering and feeding herself. Someone had to drive her and push her around in her wheelchair if she wanted to go someplace. She was unable to move around without assistance. Tammy has grown more self-sufficient as a result of her weight loss of 500 pounds. She may end up remaining in Kentucky even though she is now capable of taking care of her day-to-day requirements since she still requires the support of her family. The name, Ms. Slaton Tammy. Happy birthday. The 27th of July, 1986, 37 years old. Origin of life, Kentucky, Kentucky. Relationship status, loss of a spouse. The heaviest weight, 7.20 kilograms. Weight at the moment, 230 kilograms. Complete and total weight loss, 400 kilograms. The world of reality television has provided us with countless memorable characters, but few have captivated audiences as much as Tammy Slaton from 1,000-Pound Sisters. As part of the hit TLC show, Tammy and her sister, Tammy Slaton, have shared their challenging journey toward weight loss, self-improvement, and personal growth. However, Tammy's journey has not been without its ups and downs. Over the course of the show, Tammy has become known for her struggles with weight, health, and relationships. Recently, she made headlines with comments suggesting that she might leave Kentucky, where she has lived for much of her life. This article delves into Tammy Slaton's recent comments, examines the potential reasons behind her decision, and explores whether she might be leaving the show. Is this the end of her story in Kentucky, or is there more to come? Let's break down her statements, the context surrounding them, and what this might mean for her future on 1,000-Pound Sisters. Tammy Slaton's journey on 1,000-Pound Sisters. Before we can fully understand Tammy's comments about leaving Kentucky, it's important to reflect on her journey so far on 1,000 Pound Sisters. The show premiered in January 2020, showcasing the lives of Tammy and her younger sister, Amy, both of whom struggle with extreme obesity. At the start of the series, Tammy weighed over 600 pounds and her health was rapidly deteriorating. Over the course of the show, viewers watched as the sisters navigated their weight loss journeys, faced medical challenges, and tackled personal demons. Tammy's journey has been marked by struggles with food addiction, emotional issues, and a deep sense of self-doubt. While Amy's progress has been more visible, with her having weight loss surgery and eventually becoming pregnant, Tammy has faced more setbacks. She has dealt with health issues like respiratory problems, difficulty walking, and emotional struggles related to her weight. Additionally, Tammy has been open about her challenges in maintaining relationships and her feelings of isolation. Despite the setbacks, Tammy's story has been one of resilience. However, her journey has also been filled with moments of frustration and defeat, leading to intense moments on the show where she appears to question her own willpower and future. As such, her recent comments about leaving Kentucky have sparked intrigue and concern among fans, leaving many wondering what might come next for Tammy. The comments that sparked speculation. In a recent episode of 1,000 Pound Sisters, Tammy made a surprising statement that left fans wondering whether she would leave Kentucky. The comment came during a conversation with her sister Amy and other family members. Tammy remarked that she was thinking about leaving Kentucky and exploring the possibility of a fresh start somewhere else. While the statement was brief, it immediately caught the attention of fans and viewers, prompting widespread speculation. Tammy's comments about leaving Kentucky have raised several questions. What does she mean by leaving Kentucky? Is she planning to move away from her family and the life she has built in the state? Could this be a sign of a major shift in her life, or is it just a passing thought? To understand the significance of Tammy's remarks, we need to consider several factors: her emotional state, her health, her relationships, and her overall journey. Emotional struggles and the desire for change. One of the primary factors contributing to Tammy's thoughts about leaving Kentucky is her emotional state. Throughout the show, Tammy has openly discussed her struggles with depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem. These emotional challenges have been exacerbated by her health issues, which have limited her mobility and independence. Tammy has often expressed feelings of frustration with herself, her lack of progress, and her perceived inability to take control of her life. In the past, Tammy has shown a desire for change, but it has often been met with internal conflict. She has expressed a desire to find a new purpose and to escape the cycle of negative emotions and self-destructive behavior that she often finds herself in. The prospect of leaving Kentucky might represent a chance for a fresh start, a new environment where she could leave behind the triggers of her unhealthy habits and create a better future for herself. However, it's important to note that this desire for change isn't always consistent. Tammy has made similar statements in the past, expressing the desire to make big changes in her life, only to later backtrack or fail to take concrete steps toward those changes. As viewers have witnessed, Tammy's progress has often been slow and difficult, and the reality of making significant life changes can feel daunting, especially for someone dealing with the emotional and physical challenges she faces. Health concerns and the need for a supportive environment. Another factor that could be influencing Tammy's thoughts about leaving Kentucky is her ongoing health struggles. Over the course of 1,000 Pound Sisters, Tammy has faced a number of health issues that have put her life at risk. Her obesity has led to serious complications, including difficulty breathing, limited mobility, and chronic pain. At times, Tammy has been bedridden and unable to care for herself, which has prompted concern from her family and viewers alike. Tammy has also been open about her struggle to find the motivation to follow through with her weight loss goals and adopt healthier habits. In some ways, her environment in Kentucky, with its familiar patterns and routines, may be contributing to her lack of progress. The temptation to fall back into old habits, like overeating and avoiding exercise, is a constant challenge for Tammy. In this context, leaving Kentucky might feel like a way to break free from the familiar surroundings that have become associated with her unhealthy lifestyle. However, it's also important to consider the role that her family plays in Tammy's life. While Tammy has faced tension with her sister Amy at times, their bond is undeniable. Amy has been a source of support for Tammy throughout her journey, and leaving Kentucky would mean distancing herself from that support system. This could present a significant emotional hurdle for Tammy, who has expressed feelings of loneliness and isolation in the past. Relationships and the role of family. Tammy's relationships with her family have been a central theme throughout 1,000-Pound Sisters. While her relationship with her sister Amy is complicated at times, the two have shared a deep bond as they navigate their weight loss journeys together. Amy has often been a source of encouragement and motivation for Tammy, pushing her to take responsibility for her health and make changes. However, this support has also been a source of tension, as Tammy has sometimes felt judged or unsupported by her sister. In addition to her relationship with Amy, Tammy has also had a variety of other relationships, including romantic ones. Tammy's romantic life has been a subject of much discussion among fans, as she has had a series of relationships that have played out on the show. At times, Tammy has seemed to seek validation and companionship through these relationships, despite the fact that they may not always be healthy or supportive. Leaving Kentucky could represent an opportunity for Tammy to reevaluate her relationships and perhaps find a more supportive environment where she can thrive. However, it's unclear whether this would truly be beneficial for her. Her family has been a constant source of support, even when she struggles to make progress, and leaving them behind could exacerbate the feelings of isolation and loneliness that she has often expressed. Will Tammy leave 1,000-Pound Sisters? With all of this in mind, the question remains, is Tammy planning to leave the show? While her comments about leaving Kentucky are intriguing, it's important to consider the logistics of her departure from 1,000-Pound Sisters. The show has been a major platform for Tammy's journey, and it is likely that she feels a deep connection to the audience who has followed her story over the years. On the other hand, 1,000-Pound Sisters is also a source of pressure for Tammy. Being in the spotlight can be overwhelming, especially when you're struggling with personal issues. Tammy has often mentioned her discomfort with being constantly filmed, and the pressure to perform for the cameras may contribute to her feelings of exhaustion and frustration. In this context, leaving the show could offer a sense of relief and the opportunity to focus on her health and personal growth without the added stress of being in the public eye. However, it's also possible that Tammy's comments were simply an expression of frustration rather than a concrete plan to leave. Tammy has often been known to express her emotions in dramatic ways, and her statements may have been fueled by the stress and uncertainty she has been facing. Leaving Kentucky or leaving the show could be a way for her to vent her frustrations or signal her desire for change, even if she's not yet ready to take those steps. What's next for Tammy Slaton? At this point, it's unclear whether Tammy Slaton will actually leave Kentucky or 1,000-Pound Sisters. Her comments about leaving have certainly sparked a great deal of speculation, but they may also be a reflection of her emotional and psychological state at the time. Tammy's journey has been filled with highs and lows, and it's possible that she is simply looking for a change to help her move forward. Whatever decision Tammy makes, it's clear that her journey is far from over. Whether she stays in Kentucky or chooses to leave, Tammy will continue to face challenges related to her health, relationships, and personal growth. Fans of 1,000-Pound Sisters will likely continue to follow her story, hoping that she finds the strength and support she needs to make the changes that will improve her life. In the end, whether Tammy stays on the show or not, one thing is certain: Her story is one of resilience, struggle, and the ongoing quest for a better future. Only time will tell whether Kentucky will remain a part of that journey.